once, if anyone wants it afterwards or to send out to other members of their club, we should have it in the next day or so to pass out to club coaches too. Okay, thanks. I'll pass this over to Chris now.
Good evening, folks. So there's I know there's a show conversation or show participants. There's a raise your hand. So if you just want to raise your hands to make sure we can all hear it. So if you just want to press that button if we have it on our thing or that, or if we can't hear or doesn't know what, if you can't hear anything, just let us know so we try to fix the problem. Or are we good to go? That's good, guys. So we all seem to be able to hear, so we'll get cracking on. So today, guys, the presentation is just basically about the player pathway and going through it and what to expect at this age group and what to expect if you're maybe taking a team or if you're looking to take under 11s next year. So we're going to go through that, and then we're going to go through the GA activity planner as well. It's a great tool that GA have, and it's a great resource that probably we don't tap into enough as coaches. Even here coaching games, we don't maybe tap into it enough, use it enough, or even promote it enough. So again, as Dan said, any questions or that, hopefully the chat box is working. If the chat box isn't working, don't be afraid to message us privately, or or if you have any questions after, we might open up the mics. But again, as Dan said, please try to keep your mics on silent. And if there's any issues, just raise your hand, Jaron, or turn off your mic and let us know. So we'll get going. So I'm just going to share my screen here with you guys. Okay, guys, can we all see the screen? Or Dan, can you see the screen there, Dan? Yeah. So again, guys, we're just going to talk about under 10 to under 11 player pathway. Okay, so the outcomes of today's workshop. So firstly, we'll take you through the GA player pathway, and then we will go through then the total played performance model. Okay, so the TPP model. Okay, so again, show maybe what we need to be doing with the kids and basically the environment for the kids and looking at the different aspects of the game. So again, we'll show that later on in the slides. And then the player pathway, kind of what we're dealing with now and where we want to get to. The second part will then be sample age appropriate coaching sessions, and then we'll go to the GA activity planner. Okay, so again, we'll be concentrating on the 10s to 11s tonight. Again, just our player pathway. So again, we've our age and our stages. So again, we've our 4 to 6, which is our nursery, our 7 to 9, our early go games, and then the 10 to 11s, which is our late go games. Okay, so again, all the different branches we have involved in this is our club coaching, our county games programs, which could be our blitzes that we organise, standalone fixtures against other clubs, and then again, some of the children now involved, the 10 to 11s, we start coming amongst them, and then part of then it could be our crew camps as well. So again, at this stage, guys, it's probably all play to learn. Okay, so again, we're not worried about winning at this. Okay, so if you are up on the 10s and 11s and you're after winning every match this year, and maybe you're praising yourself, wow, we're brilliant, we're after winning every match, but how we saying to yourself, did we use all our children this year? No, we didn't. Maybe a goal next year to use all our children in all the games that everyone's seeing game time and stuff like that. And we've our next stage, so our 12 to 13, our early teenage years, and then we've our mid-teenage years, and then our late teenage years. Okay, so this is when they're probably all hitting secondary school, and then we've our 13s up to our 17 age bracket. So again, club coaching, the county games program, so getting into under 13 championships and leagues, under 15 championship league, and then our second levels, they're all playing our school competitions, and then again, as you get older, our super game centres as well, which we were kind of running there up until more restrictions come in. So Super Game Centres is clubs are invited to an area, and basically it's just all games. And yeah, we'll hopefully look at them in the future as well. And then we're into our academy squads from around 13s up. So again, that's probably our youth stage. So that's where we learn to compete. So again, probably a lot more learning in this in terms of learning different aspects of the game and learning about maybe systems as they get older, maybe into their 16, 17 age bracket. And then finally we've our adults, so obviously we're 18 plus now. And then basically same club coaching, games program leagues. Again, we've players at college, recreation, the game. So again, players just playing for the recreation, not really too worried about the winning or that. And then we've inter-county squads. So again, we're looking at our minor squad, under 20 squad, and senior squads. So again, that's our adult, and then we're probably competing to win. Okay, so that's just a breakdown the GAA player pathway. Okay, so again, we've probably all seen the Ulster GAA pathway has loads of detail in it, but that's just a breaking down version. This is the GAA's version of it. Again, just a few statements. So again, we want to focus on the journey and not on the short-term success. Okay, so what is the goal of coaching? Okay, what is the reason for coaching? So again, there's many reasons why we coach. Okay, and then there's many reasons why kids play. Some kids might just want to play for the fun, have no real interest in maybe going on. But again, if we can focus on the journey and not the short-term success, maybe that kid will eventually play the whole way through his lifespan or her lifespan. So again, as I said before, are we focusing on the journey? So are we focusing on giving kids game time? Are we focusing on skill development and all other aspects of the game? And basically, we're not too worried. Well, we played 10 games this year and we won 10, or are we more worried that we played 10 games? Okay, we lost 10 games, but we're after winning, or we're after giving everyone good game time, and we're after seeing players develop throughout the year. And the second statement there as well. Our second statement there says players develop at different rates, and we as coaches must be aware of each player's journey. If I was to use just Dan as an example, okay, so Dan maybe never played inter-county football at underage, so he's never in academy squads, or he wasn't on minor squads, but he stuck at it. He worked with his coaches. He worked on his journey, as we say, and he eventually got to fulfill playing inter-county football. So I'm just using that as an example. I hope he doesn't mind me using that example. But there's loads of different scenarios that we can think of in terms of are we happy just to have players winning loads of stuff, and then maybe when they get to minor that we don't see them. Okay, and probably one great example there at the minute is probably Crush Law. Okay, we've seen that they had a bunch of players, not just at one age group, but they're probably at 3 or 4 districts, and they focused on them. They brought them through the development. As you can see, even there at the minute, like they're only all in their mid-20s, and they're well able to compete with the older and stronger teams, and you can see that after winning the championship. So like you can definitely see there, Crush Law is probably a good example of focusing on the journey and not the short-term success. I know they did have success, but there was other groups that didn't have success, and they were part of that success that they had this year. So again, that's what we're on about. Players develop at different rates. So maybe Johnny isn't the best at all the skills, but if we're helping him through his skills and stuff throughout the year, he'll eventually get better. Whereas if we're only focused on the good players, well then Johnny, who's maybe not the best, isn't going to be part of the journey the whole way through. So probably the main aim is that if we 15 players at under 10s, 11s, that we potentially have 15 players still playing at minor level, and maybe 10 of them going on to play senior football for our clubs. So that's kind of what the two statements are about there. So just moving on, so we're just going to talk about our total play and performance model. Okay, basically what are the coaches trying to develop in each player, or in your player in each of the following ages. Okay, so again, we look at that in a bit more detail in a sec, but again, we've our technical proficiency. So again, basically our skills of the game, tactical prowess, decision making. So making decisions at 10-11s. Do 10-11-year-olds need to be able to make decisions? Yes, they do. Okay, so in terms of finding space, when I don't have the ball, am I tackling or am I just holding my position? Little things like that. Team play, so again, learning through maybe small-sided games before we go into our 11v11 or 13v13 as they get older. Physical fitness, so again, everyone thinks of physical fitness, runs, let's do runs, or let's do running with the ball. That's not necessarily what we mean by physical fitness. Okay, can we do fitness through games? Yes, we can. Can we do it through fitness through skills? Yes, we can. Okay, so again, looking at what the physical fitness is for 10-11s will be, and then our psychological focus, like, so again, anyone who's dealing with 10s, 11s at the minute, or who's been at 7s or 9s will notice that when we talk about the focus of children, it's very limited. So about keeping it short and snappy, keeping our sentences short, getting to the point nice and quickly, and leaving it nice and simple so that they're able to focus. And like, again, maybe little trigger words that children are getting used to words so that they're staying focused on the game. And then basically participate. So getting feedback from the children. Okay. So again, we're just going to look at this this model in a little bit more detail now, and hopefully explain what I've just been talking about there. So again, we're age 10-11. So as you can see, we've our technical skills. Okay, so when we talk about our technical skills, we're on about basically kicking, handling, movement, tackling. Okay. So as you can see, our kicking. So we're looking for left, right, kicking and passing. Okay, so we're basically looking for to introduce, or maybe not introduce, to maybe improve that skill, that we're able to kick with left and right foot, and that we're able to pass left and right foot as well, and then basically shoot for points and goals. Okay, so introducing that. Okay, our handling, so hand passing both sides, and then being able to do the reach, catch and high catch. Okay, so being able to perform them skills or improve throughout the year in them skills, and then basically our movement. So again, solo and bouncing, and then maximizing our 4 steps. Okay, so again, when you're going through drills and stuff, you'll see kids that want to solo every 2 steps, or they might want to bounce every step. So again, maximizing our 4 steps. So basically trying to get their heads up basically when we do our solo and bounce. And then also our tackling. So again, probably introducing a little bit more tackling to this age group. So again, shadowing, okay, block, shoulder to shoulder. So again, we've got technical prowess, okay, or decision making, which is an easier term. Okay, so encourage players to scan options. Okay, so pass, shoot, or to travel. Okay, so basically encourage them to get their heads up off the ball. So again, who to mark or how to be an option. So if you're not on the football, getting them to move, make sure you're moving to space, get your heads up, look where the space is, and as well, basically, as it says there, who to mark. So maybe they could be just standing in space and encouraging them, like, if you're a marker, no one, make sure we find someone close to us to mark, or get to the closest person possible. Okay. So again, question players during the session. So again, when we're doing our little games and training or doing drills or activities, always question the players. They always know they will know the answers. Okay, so, and again, it gives them great confidence when you do question them and they do get the answer right. So question them on all the above stuff there of scan, pass, shoot, or who to mark, or how to be an option. And as just the last point on that, so place conditions on training games to challenge decision making, e.g. no plays, kick pass only. Okay, so again, if you want to open up, say you might have 7v7 in a wee game, and it might be able to kick pass, so open the space up and it's a kick pass only, or you get 10 points for a kick pass, and basically encouraging the no plays. So again, all about getting the heads up, looking to see what's on. It's in the team play then in the bottom right hand corner. So again, we're talking about support play, okay? So support play, support your teammates in attack and defense, and then as coaches, let's praise support runs off the ball, okay? So again, everyone always talks about the running off the ball, and Jack Wharton needs to make a run to make space for Dan, okay? But is that ever praised? It's probably not. And if you have a player who's maybe who always makes them runs but never gets the ball, he or she could stop doing them runs, and then you realise, well, Jack always used to do them runs, now he's not. I wonder why. So again, praise them support runs, okay? That could be to opening up for space or to open up space for a score and different scenarios like that. So again, always and then encouraging them to support their teammates in attack and defence. So again, getting up the field and getting back down the field. And then just the last point, so the coaching sessions to be game based, to improve team play and training games have a variety of focus. So again, I'll go through that a little bit more detail later on about the game based approach or game based coaching. Okay, so how we can use our games better, or game based drills in training better for team play and stuff like that. And then the last thing down that, or for this section, sorry, our physical fitness. So again, agility or invasion. So encourage them to use the sidestep and feint. So encourage them to take people on when they have space or when they're one-on-one. Okay, so not have them always passing backwards or sideways. So get their heads up if they're one-on-one, to take them on and stuff like that. Okay, so again, our body resistance exercise. So again, these can be performed through fun games, okay? So incorporating our push, pull, squat, lunge movement patterns, okay? So again, just an example there is our leapfrog, okay? So everyone more than likely knows what a leapfrog is. So they're squatting down basically to jump up, okay? So if we can encourage movements like that, and like what we mean by a push, pull and lunge movement is, so a push is basically like a push-up exercise. So maybe dropping to the ground, getting back up really quick. Pulling could be like an exercise where maybe they're pulling the ball off each other. And then our lunge and squat patterns can be just doing something simple, like from sitting on a football, or we have to lunge or jump over someone. So then we continue to develop principles of running and jumping. So again, guys, not saying you'd have to line them up on the end line and tell them to run and run the length of the field. That's not what we mean by running, okay? When we talk about running, we're talking about maybe a little fun warm-up games we can do, so our chasing games, and then as well in our games that when we are playing maybe a game-based drill, or we're playing games that are encouraging players to keep on the move and plenty of running. Again, great way of keeping them fit and healthy, okay? And then just a bit in the middle, or sort of psychological focus, okay? So we need to outline maybe a link then between practice and improvement, okay? So again, one question is probably asked a lot of, say, coaches or, say, club players or past county players is, how did you get so good? So everyone always says the ball on the wall is where you really improve, and probably case in point, okay? So as we as coaches can outline that in terms of, okay, guys, whatever we're doing today in training is not enough for you to maybe become better players, but the work you do at home, or the work you do in the schoolyard, or the work you do with maybe a mate outside of football training, that's how you really improve. And that's the difference between practice and improvement. So improvement is learning from your mistakes as well, okay? Again, just a few more little things then on this as well. So as the coach, okay, so give simple tips, okay? As we talked about, cheer and praise the kids as well, okay? So give the good feedback, okay? At 10, 11, if you're telling them they're doing a great job, that's made their day, okay? And again, just be organised, have our sessions planned, okay? So kids take up on that, okay? Whether they're 5 or 6, or whether they're 17, or whether they're 27, players will know when the session's not planned or organised. So I know we're all coaches, we all have jobs on the outside, but even just getting up there 5-10 minutes before everyone else to have, whether it be the first 2-3 drills set up, makes a big difference for the session as well, that we're not rocking up at 6:05 for training at 6 o'clock and I don't know what I'm doing in training, basically. Okay. So check if players have their own ball at home. So again, encourage, as I was just saying there last bit, encourage play at home. Okay, encourage the ball on the wall. I had a case in point with a coach last week. They had a new child that joined the club there at the start of the year. And it was something simple of bringing the child over to the side and showing them how to play football against the wall and showing them basically how to hand pass, how to kick, and how to use the wall to improve their skills. So again, it was a great point. And again, encourage that at home, even if it's a case of maybe Johnny hasn't got a football at home, give him the end of a football, says, here, take that football, bring it back to me next week. Okay, so little things like that can go a long way as well. And then player development for winning. So again, 10s, 11s, okay. We're not Mayo seeking the first of Ireland in 51 years, or so. Let's encourage development before winning. Okay, so as we said before, basically getting them practice at home. So again, then our environment. Okay, so again, plenty of help at this age group. Okay, so a bit like your 7s, 9s, or your nursery. We want loads of help. Okay, so if we've loads of help, that means then we can go back to player development. Okay, so that means we've more coaches helping out, and then that means the kids are getting more support as they get older. So again, as you can see there, at least one ball for every 2 players. So again, a ball between 2 is great in training. Players are getting loads of touches, and then look at the scenario we're in at the minute. A ball between 2, that means we can social distance loads in training, and that we're having a safe environment then for kids as well. Make sure players enjoy the practice, okay? So whether it be a little fun game or a little fun routine at the start of training or at the end of training. And again, if we can go with a game-based approach, that means then we're getting loads of players enjoying the game, because what's the one thing they always ask for when we go to training? They're always asking for games. So the more game-based drills and games we can play for the kids, the more they'll enjoy the practice. So again, players enjoy the game experience rather than the result. So again, try to build it into our children that was a great performance. Okay, go over all the positives that happened, that to make sure that the kids have picked up on something that they've done good during a game, or that they've done good during training, and not be worrying about, oh, did we win or did we lose, or asking, did we win or lose? Okay. And then individual learning is important. So again, as we've gone over them points, ball at home, and then willing to learn as well. So then just the game, okay? So really, if we can, stay to our small side games, okay? So our 5v5s and max at this age group, okay? So 11v11, okay? So that means then we're getting loads of touches. More than likely, all the kids are going to be involved in the game. They're not going to be standing in a corner, especially when we get to our 13 or 15 aside. We often find that the 2 cornerbacks and 2 corner forwards aren't touching the ball, or will touch it once, twice a half. Okay, so as best practice we can, let's stick to 11v11, especially on their 11s. Okay, yes, it's totally understandable when we are maybe at a blitz day, or maybe we just have a standalone fixture, or maybe we're going to our last quarter, that we might be able to play 13 aside or 15 aside, that we do it. That's perfect, but make sure the first 2 games or the first 2 halves are 11v11, that they're getting loads of touches, okay? So again, look at just common sense, size 4, smart, touch football, limit plays of the ball, so when coaching. So again, just simply that we're limiting the plays. So again, as we said before, no touches in the game, all kick passing. Again, get players to sample all positions, okay? So don't get... I'm going to keep referring back to Johnny, okay? Don't keep Johnny always as a forward or a back, okay? Let him try out different positions, so even rotate them into goals, play in the midfield, again, rotate them as best we can, okay? And then again, we'll go back to always encouraging the kids to practice at home, okay? So the more practice we get done at home, the easier coaching becomes for us in the field. And then just the player, so again, look at, they have a short attention span, okay? So again, it's always 5 minutes into a drill, when's the game? Okay, 5 minutes into the next drill, when's our game? Okay, so, and then basically keeping our drills no more longer than 8 minutes. Once there's loads of touches and stuff, keep them busy. And again, we know ourselves, they enjoy team games, so they enjoy their games. So if we can work on skills, or even one thing that we could do is a game like Pig in the Middle. So obviously 4v1 games like that. So they enjoy that, get loads of touches off the ball, and they're enjoying like a game-based drill as well. And then compete with greater intensity against each other. So what we mean by that, there's always competition, which is good to see. So encourage that, but as well, just keep an eye on it as well, as it's not getting too feisty like the two Wharton boys would get. And then the last point there on this, guys, okay, so they can be self-conscious in learning new skills, okay, so encourage them to learn new skills, encourage them to learn, say, both sides, so like in terms of being able to use right foot, left foot, okay, so we refer back to Johnny again, okay, Johnny mightn't be the best on his left side, so encourage him and tell him that he's doing a good job, that he maybe gains a little bit more confidence in doing that. So hopefully we all got a fair idea of what I meant by that. Okay, so again, any questions, hopefully you're able to send messages, and if not, we can answer questions after. So just moving on now. So again, we're just going to talk a little bit about a games-based coaching, so or game-based approach. Okay, so as we were saying earlier on, okay. So basically, as we can say, play the game and then freeze the game, fix the skill, sorry, and then basically fuel the will. So again, getting them ready to go back into the game and then basically into a game again. Okay, so basically, example of that is working on a hand pass. So this is just a little sample session maybe. Okay, so keep ball. So basically we can see here it's a 4 and 2. Again, this is all taken from the GA activity planner, and we'll be going through that in a few minutes as well. So as we can see, we started with a game-based approach. So it's a little small side game, 4v2 or it could be 5v3, all depending on your numbers, and basically working on keep ball using a hand pass. Okay. Now, hopefully after that, after the warm-up, or after doing this, kids won't be asking, oh, when's the game? So you have to give them a game-based activity here. And then as we can see here, now we're after breaking down the skill. Okay, so now we're hand passing in our pairs, we're working in the skill. This is where the coaching comes in now. Okay, so this is where we're fixing maybe, again, going back to Johnny, we're fixing his technique, okay, and we're working on his both sides as well. And then maybe we'll move it on a wee bit. Okay, so a little bit harder of a drill. So again, a little bit of traffic, a bit of communication here, and now they're hand passing on the move. Okay, so little activity set up for them. And then now we're back into a game. Okay, so captain ball. So basically we're trying to work the hand pass into our team and trying to get it into our far goal. So say, as you can see there, the blue team have started, hand pass, get a score. If they get it over to their blue mate over in the far goals, and then the yellows are trying to do the same. Okay, so again, all them activities are up in the GA activity planner. So we're just going to go in now and we're just going to look at our GA activity planner. Okay, so I'm just going to switch here now between. That's my mail. So just going to ask Dan, can you see that? Yeah. So guys, we're just switching over there now. So sorry, folks, can you see that? Can you? Yeah, if somebody's wanting to turn off your mic and see.
Yeah.
Can we see the GA activity planner on the website there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cheers. Anybody who can't see it? I think it's just Dan that can't see it. So okay.
I can't
Sorry,
see.
no, we're
Okay,
just actually
sure.
seeing the
We're just seeing the presentation
presentation.
screen.
Oh, just the presentation. Okay, all right. So I'll go back in the Teams here. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just going to stop sharing for a second. I'll just try it again. Okay, guys, can we see it now? Can we? Or is it coming up there now? Should be up there now.
Yeah, can see it now.
Okay, guys, thanks.
Yeah, can see it.
Perfect. Okay, guys, look, we're into like the last 5-10 minutes. Okay, so again, someone might have seen this before, someone might. So again, just going to show you the uses of it, and then how to create a session, and how easy it can be just to have a session and even print off a session or email a session off to your other coaches, so that everyone knows what we're doing in training that evening or the next day or however it is. Okay, so basically, as you can see up here, we've a login, we've our sessions account. Okay, so if you've done your foundation or level 1, if we can see there now, it's just loading. Okay, no. Oh, sorry, just go home there. Okay. That switched, has it? Sorry about this. Oh, I should move. So again, you can see here we've hurling, football, handball, and rounders. Okay, so again, obviously, majority of us here are looking at football. Okay, so again, it'll filter all the things down for us. So we've all the football activities. And then as we scroll down, okay, so we've got different age groups, so our 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 11, and then our 12 to 13s, okay. And then basically it breaks it down then into our skill types. So our fundamental movement skills, that'll be our ABCs, RJTs, okay. And then we've gain and possession, so our catches, maintenance, so our solo, bouncing, okay. And then maybe releasing, we can see our fist pass, hand pass, punt kick, hook kick, okay. So again, as we know, we're concentrating on our 10 to 11. So again, if we want to click 10 to 11, that'll give us all our activities that are tailored toward that age group, okay? And then as you can see down the bottom as well, we've our social distance and friendly activities as well, okay? And then basically our activity type as well. So we've got basic drill, our intermediate drill, advanced, little fun routines. So again, they could just little fun activities we can add into sessions. And then basically practice play could be just like little shooting drills. And then our condition games, which is wrong about our game-based approach, okay? So we're doing 10 to 11s, okay? We're working on our hand pass, okay? So again, hand pass, fist pass, same thing, just tailored, okay? So again, there's our sessions there, okay? So maybe we click fist pass, see does give any more. Yeah, gives us a few more, okay? So again, fist pass, hand pass. If we're working on hand pass, we know ourselves it's all short distance, where our fist pass is looking at longer distance. Okay, so as you can see, you can view the activity as well. So when we view the activity, it gives us a little diagram. Okay, it gives us how to organize it. Okay, what the drill's about, and then it gives you variations. We all remember our step. Okay, so basically our space, time, our equipment, and then our players. So how to vary the sessions. Okay, so and then again, in a lot of cases, our diagram over here, and then it also gives a video as well. So we'll just play the video for a couple of seconds. So basically, it just explains. So you can see there, a lot of them do give examples, video examples of the activity. So maybe if you're reading and you're not 100% sure, don't be afraid to go into the videos if they have them. Okay. So we might just go back out here. Okay, so again, we've loads of different stuff there on a fist pass and hand pass. Okay, so we've got pressure pass, loads of different stuff there around the square. So, and again, so we'll just click in here. Here's a little fun routine I want to add to my session. Okay, so I'll show you that now as well. And I have to actually log in, so I'm going to give me 1 second. Sorry about this. So just log in. And this is the page I wanted to show you first. Okay, so you see that down here? Yeah, so this is the page I actually want to show you first. So again, when we log into this, or if we haven't, okay, it usually brings you into this, and again, it goes loads of different strands, okay. Again, loads of stuff there to read through. Even if you're in schools, there's loads of stuff there for school stuff as well. And then maybe you're a club officer or not, you're involved with your club in different roles. So again, there's loads of other stuff there. And then basically player stuff. So again, anti-doping and stuff like that. So like senior and county players or senior club players can definitely read up on all that type of stuff as well. So again, we're looking at the planner tonight. So again, as I said, okay, so we have a football, hurling, handball, rounders. Okay, so we're looking at our football. I'm going to erase through this. Okay, so again, we're obviously looking at our 10 to 11s. Go slow there, and we're just talking about our fist pass or hand pass. So again, we can click them. We're working on that and training tonight. And then again, it's giving us loads of different activities. Again, so as I showed you there already, so when you view the activity, it gives you a diagram, so on. Okay, so just when we're creating a session, okay, so we're playing a bit of dodgeball here. So again, diagram, video. Okay, so I want to add that to my coaching session. I'm going to use it as a hand pass drill or fist pass drill at training. So again, I'm adding it to my coaching sessions, and as everything good in life, here's one I prepared earlier. So I'm clicking on that session. So I'm under 11 training for tomorrow. And as we can see, the session here. So I have my hand pass, keep ball first. So again, it gives you notes. You can put down notes as well. So that's my game-based activity first. And then I have my hand pass, so my pressure pass. So again, I'm going to put little notes in there. Encourage use of both hands. Encourage proper technique and players. And encourage players to be on their toes. And then we're going to a zigzag or zigzag and passing. Okay, so plenty of communication. Get the players calling for the ball and getting their heads up, looking for the pass as well. So to make sure always have our heads up. And then finishing up a little game-based thing as well. Okay, so main focus on hand pass, defend row to shadow, intercept or block passes, no tackling. Okay, so again, due to COVID, we're not allowed tackling anymore. And then obviously you can see here I'm after adding in my dodgeball fist pass. Okay, so make sure you always press save. So I'm after save now, that's save now. And then basically down here at the bottom we can print view the session. Okay. Should we pop up now? So yeah, it's just loading here now. So this is going to come up in the kind of PDF format. We're able there to see. So again, we can see there's my hand pass keep ball. So there's my activity 1. Gives me how to organize the session, how to set it up. And then it's giving my little step variation. So again, I'm using the players. So as you can see here, increase the difficulty for the team in possession, increase the number of opponents. So as you can see there in the diagram, it's 4v2. So to make it harder, we might go 4v3 or 4v4. And then it goes down into an activity 2. So a pressure pass. So again, as you can see, it shows you how to set it up. Again, it gives you a little step variation. And then my user notes are there at the bottom. And then basically going down the whole way. Activity 3, so a zigzag pass. Again, the step, user notes as well, and then basically body catch, piggy in the middle. So again, little fun routine. And for some reason, the picture won't load in that one, but if the picture doesn't load or it's not showing, we can always draw them in. Again, my user notes, my step, and then my last activity. So basically a fun game to develop the fist pass, hand pass technique. Okay, so here's my session. Okay, so I can either save that. So if I want to save that, I can save that onto my laptop or onto my phone, and I can email that across then to maybe my other coaches or send a message to my other coaches. Here's the session. What do we think? We can always give feedback, and we can always print it off. So that's basically all I can think of. So again, and then just when you want to return, you just return to and go through your activities again. So again, as you can see there, you can always, if you're thinking of just want to look at the condition games, just click on the condition game. So again, have a little play around with it. Again, there's loads of stuff in the GA activity, loads of activity. And again, probably one thing it's no harm to do. Don't be afraid if you think you have a good bunch of 10s, 11s. Don't be afraid to look at maybe the 12s, 13s. So if you find some of the stuff maybe a bit too easy, don't be afraid to look at the 12s, 13s material just to make it a little bit harder. Or if you think maybe this group's not the best, okay, or maybe they're not where you want them to be. So again, we're focusing on the journey, not the short-term success. So as Zane said, don't be afraid to go back to 7, 9s and maybe see there's a few little simple activities there that we could use for the children. So I hope I covered everything on that. And that is, so that's that, guys. So hopefully that was beneficial for you. So again, we've this recorded, so we can send it out again to you if needs be, and it'll go out through the email as well. And hopefully you have learned something. And again, if you maybe have new coaches who are going to be getting involved next, which is this type of workshop we ran again, just kind of getting brushed up on the different aspects of the game with the total play and performance model. Okay, so basically our basic skills, our team play and stuff like that. So hopefully it's beneficial, and thanks for listening, and thank you. Oh, sorry, yeah, and just next week, okay, so maybe some of you are moving to 13s next year. We'll be doing one next year, or next week, sorry, for the under 13 age group, so 12, 13s, and we'll hopefully have a date. Just having a date just set right yet, but it will be next week. But we'll have a date out hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday, and we get the link and stuff out to us. And so I think that's everything. So thanks very much for listening.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot, Chris.
Chris, thank you. Mel here.
Yes.
Chris, just have a quick question there.
Yeah.
Just in relation to, first of all, thanks very much for that. And thanks as well for all the stuff that the coaches put up over COVID. It was really great for the kids, you know, having little skills kind of things that they could do in their backyard, and it was great during the lockdown. But I was just wondering, there looks like there could be another lockdown coming up or whatever. But in relation to level 1 and level 2, we've got a lot of coaches, you know, that have done the foundation level, and a lot of them would like to do, you know, maybe level 1 or level 2. Is there any plans from the county board maybe to run something between now and Christmas?
Yeah, we're hoping to get a few dates. So again, we were talking to Ulster kind of there over the last couple of weeks, and there's hope that we run the level 1 stuff online, and then the practicals will be done at a later date. So I think there's a good few coaches have done the foundation there. So again, we're just waiting on these kind of restrictions all the time, and new level 5, and there might be a level 6 soon enough. So we're just waiting to see what the story is. Look, we're playing it week by week at the minute. So yeah, look, at part of hopefully will be a level 1 done online soon enough. So we'll note that and get hopefully details out about that soon enough.
Yeah,
and
cheers.
Rather than later. So.
Cheers.
So if anybody else wants to ask questions, just fire away, sure. Or if everyone's happy enough, you can head on back home to your business then.
Sorry, me again. Just one last question. I was just wondering, in relation to other clubs there's a lot of lads there. Is everybody continuing? We actually cancelled training on Saturday there for the young kids, and we're probably planning on having it this Saturday again. But is other clubs, are they doing the same, like just keeping them in their pods of 15 or less, and are they continuing on with, like, say, training with no contact?
Yeah, well, just probably one thing we kind of heard there today was the train. Look, even at level 4, I'll let you jump in a sec, Cavan. I think even going forward, if level 5 does come in, I still think they want the school age group. So whether you're on their 11s or on their 9s, I still think you actually are allowed to go out in your pods of 15. But again, that's changing all the time, so it'll be a different story tomorrow.
Chris, sorry, just sorry, it's Kevin. I think well, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Did Ulster not come out and cancel all club activity last week?
Yeah, well, Derm got just the word what we got was that due to level 4 restrictions, that you can still keep going with the pods of 15.
Yeah, level 4, you can do that under the government plan, all right. But I think Ulster kind of overruled that and said, listen, no. Although I thought that was a bit silly, to be honest. But
yeah, well, to be honest, I've probably a few clubs kind of asking me, and they're kind of happy to go ahead in the pods of 15. Like, suppose we probably have to kind of make a call as a county board ourselves, maybe. It is hard to know, like, because I know a few clubs kind of want to keep firing ahead, and other clubs are happy enough to pack up for the winter, which, look, at this time of year, it happens anyway. So it is because, like, I think just the word that was given to Dermot, maybe that I think pods 15 could still go ahead. We just thought it was more 16s up that had to cease all activities.
right, okay. We might get clarification on that,
Yeah,
actually, and send it out, actually, because
Yeah.
I think it's ludicrous that the young ones have to stop if they don't want to, you know. Given that they're skilled. Question for you, Chris, actually, if you don't mind. Given obviously the pods of 15 and we're heading in, it was different maybe going back in March and April. The weather.
Yeah.
And for clubs who don't have well, obviously you can't go indoors anyway, but for clubs who mightn't have 4G services or 3G or anything like that, and the one to come back, say, in November, or what would you suggest? And the pitches maybe just mightn't be in the best condition. Was there any activities or thing that you would suggest for, say, 10, 11-year-olds, given the...
Yeah, I suppose, look, it's a hard one, especially coming into winter months. Like, look, if it was a day like today, you're not going to be sending the kids out in that. But again, probably as we were doing during lockdown, sending out little tasks. So maybe as a club coach, you want to send out little tasks, and then maybe options could be if there is, maybe the club might have small astro pitch. You still get away with your pods of 15 because you still have loads of space. And then maybe an option could be maybe schoolyards, if maybe there was lighting or adequate lighting around the schoolyards, or maybe that. Again, it's probably just having a look around and see what's in the area and what can be used. Like, I know, look at Lavey there. There's a small astro in Lavey, but then actually down now at Killycon and Ash School, there's another astro tough. And I think up in Carrick and Bruce is another example. They've astro with lighting as well. So again, it's probably just having a look around and see what options are available.
I suppose the message for the club coaches is don't be giving up and trying to use, just try and be inventive to try and give the activity to the kids in some way or form, you know, because it could be a while before you're back on proper pitches, but not to give up and try and do something.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers, Chris. That was a great presentation. Thanks for that.
No bad. So if there's no more questions, guys, we'll leave it at that, and thanks very much for listening.